Hey guys, what is up? My name is Megan and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new, and welcome to another monthly reset. This reset is very much needed because it's already August 2nd and we need to get rolling. So, as always, this reset will have a reflection on my previous monthly goals, setting goals for the upcoming month, and then we're gonna clean the place up, we're gonna plan, and we're gonna come back and sit down and kind of recap the monthly favorites. And then we'll all go on our merry way. If you haven't seen any of these resets before and would like to do so, I will leave a playlist in the description and cards for you guys if you want to catch up or get even more motivated to kind of reset your own life. And without further ado, let's hop on into goals. We've moved to the desk and we're ready to talk goals. Now, the last time I did a reset was in May, so we kind of missed out on June and July. That being said, I'm just going to recap briefly the bigger things I was able to accomplish in the past 2-3 months, and then we'll move on to what I want to accomplish in the upcoming month. So I will say a few big things happened since the last time I saw you. One is I did get a new car. That was a goal of mine in May, and it actually happened in May. I switched out my old 2008 Toyota Yaris, which I loved with all my heart and I had for 8 years. However, it had almost 300,000 kilometers on it and it was starting to like slowly literally disintegrate. And I upgraded to a 2020 Prius hybrid, so I am now a hybrid girly and I have been loving it. Obviously, we went from having no car payments to having car payments, which I thought I was going to be more upset about, but I enjoy my car so much and the freedom it gives me and so much less anxiety that I'm like willing to pay the price. And obviously it's 2020, I got it used as well, but could not be happier with myself for having done that transition. In the month of May, I also went to therapy, which was a goal of mine. And I will say it was very helpful and it put me on to a lot of things to like reconsider in my life and things that I should consider for the future as well. It also very much helped with grief, and I went in the perfect time. I went in the week of the anniversary of the person I am grieving, and it was very helpful and enlightening, and that really helped me. However, therapy is hella expensive when you use private services, which I'm a social worker, I don't make bank, and so I decided to not pursue therapy long term because it just wasn't feasible for me. But I will say I really enjoyed my experience, and I do think that everybody should go to therapy at least once because we all have little issues we can, get help to sort out. So those were like my two really big goals. I also launched my Patreon, which I had been working towards for a really long time, and I finally did it, and a few of you joined, and I'm having the best time ever over there, and I just wanted to like keep getting better for those of you who decide to join me. I will leave the announcement in the description, but by now I think pretty much everyone who had to be aware of my Patreon is, but that was still very nerve-wracking. I thought people might be like angry with me, but it turns out some people are very happy to support me, and everybody else has just been supporting my channel, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. So that's something else that's pretty big that I was able to do. And I also redid my entire bookshelves, which felt amazing. I sold a bunch of books, I filmed those book hauls, and I rearranged everything, and I'll show you guys in the like cleaning clips how everything is organized now. It makes so much more sense, and overall like I've been taking a lot more time for myself. I've had a vacation for the past 2 weeks and I just stayed home and kind of just chilled and took time to do things, and I've been working a lot on myself and my routine, and we're slowly getting to a place where I feel like we're in a transitional phase, and that's really exciting to me. So that being said, let's move on to the goals I have for August, which are very specific goals. These goals are all based off the review I did on my channel of how my 2024 goals were going so far. Spoiler, it's mid. So I kind of took out what I really wanted to work on. I took from that video what I really wanted to work on in this upcoming month and have like set very specific goals. There's a lot, but a lot of them are small and like some of them are bigger long-term goals. So let's just go through them together. The first one I have is to gain and maintain 75 watch hours. If you're not a creator, you might not know how this works, but in order to like get monetized, or how your views are calculated with watch hours, it can fluctuate. And I took a YouTube hiatus since the last time I did one of these reset videos, and my watch hours went down, and so they're slowly creeping back up. But ideally I would like to gain and maintain 75 watch hours in the month of August. Is that attainable? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna try my best to get there. I think if we even hit 50, I'll be happy, but 75 would really get me where I want to be for this time of the year. In order for like monetization goals and view goals and channel growth, that is where I want to be. Speaking of that, I do want to put out 2 vlogs in the month of August at least. If I get more than that, the more the merrier, and another 6 videos that are not vlogs I also want to put out content for. I have book reviews that are coming and other fun stuff, which I'm super excited about, but like I need to like physically sit down and film them, which is like the hardest part. I want to go on at least 10 walks. We are continuing with our walk bullcrap here, because listen, we're in the middle of a heat wave, but we're still gonna make it happen. And I think we are getting into like my favorite time of the summer, which is like, it's hot, but then you know that also fall is coming, and so it makes me want to be outside all the time. So I think 10 is very feasible, especially because I own a dog and that dog needs to, you know, go on walks. And I would like to attempt to run at least twice, even that I think I'm going to do like a couch to 5K. So that's the plan. I also want to put sunscreen on every day because, as I said, we're in the middle of a heat wave and I sometimes forget to put sunscreen on. And I am not about to get a tan if it means I'm going to like harm my skin and potentially like get skin cancer. I prefer to be pale as a ghost. So sunscreen. I would like to read for 20 minutes a day. Usually I set like X amount of books that I want to read. I feel like 20 minutes of reading daily is going to be, 1, easier to obtain, and 2, build a better habit of reading, instead of being like, I'll read 8 books in the first week of the month and then not read at all for the rest. Like, I'm trying to get something that is sustainable in the long term and not just number results. I want to read 75% of my monthly TBR because we are not doing well with the monthly TBRs. Candyland is kicking my butt and I'm not having a good time. So we gotta remedy that, and so we gotta read for the books to be read, you know what I mean? So like those 2 habits kind of go together. I also want to create 1 habit stack. Habit stacking is kind of like something you have to do with something you enjoy. You put those together and create habit stacking. I want to build 1 of those during the month of August. I have been doing the no phone in the bedroom for my whole vacation now, so 2 weeks, and I want to maintain that all through the month of August because I have been seeing significant changes in my sleep schedule. Like, the difference is out of this world. It is insane. I recently got like an Echo Pop where you can put like an alarm on and everything. I don't need my phone in my bedroom, and I sleep with like white noise, and my sleep has never been better. And like, don't try to reach me. It's also a thing where like I've been putting my phone on do not disturb literally 24/7, and only the like few selected people, and I mentioned this in my 48-hour readathon vlog, that only the people who I've selected can reach me, and if not, you just can't get into my personal space at this time. I am not in the mood to entertain social media and people who aren't like the core 5 people I talk to every day. I want to get back on the getting ready 4 times a week. During my vacation, I think I did pretty good at that. And when I'm at work, physically at work, I obviously get ready. But sometimes when I work from home, I don't. And it really impacts my mood throughout the day. Because if I'm not put together, I feel chaos. And so we just gotta do the extra step of actually getting together. And when I say that, like, I'm not a girly who wears a lot of makeup. Although I wish I did. I don't. I wear like mascara, and it's just like doing the hair and picking an outfit. So it's not like super time consuming, but it still needs to be done. I don't want to work in my PJs. We also have the regular 12 no spend days. That is going to stay until the end of the year, and I've been pretty good at that goal. I also want to do my entire closet clean out and get ready for the upcoming season before the end of the month. Like in August, things gotta leave the closet. Like, we're starting fresh. I don't need a million sweaters. I don't need 1,000 dresses. It's gotta go. Then, like, I also want to take myself on one date, just do one thing for me. I was thinking of going to see Inside Out 2. I don't know if it's still in theaters, but just like something like that. Go get myself ice cream by myself, or go sit at the park and read, or go feed the birds. There's this like natural fauna thing that I have close to my house where I went this past weekend, and it's like very protected. Like, you have to pay to go in. You can only give the birds certain kinds of things. You have to like wipe your shoes before you go in, and it kind of keeps the environment safe. And I love going there. I transform into like this child, and I feed all the birds, and I could spend hours there. The last time I did the trail, I stayed for 2 hours. I would like to go back, possibly by myself, with like some music, or just listening to nature and just go feed the birds. That's kind of where my head is at. Like, don't talk to me, let me go feed birds. I want to gain 1 Patreon follower if at all possible. Obviously, it's sort of out of my hands, but I want to do stuff on Patreon that, one, keeps the people who are there, because I want them to like be like, this is a service worth paying for. And I would ideally like to grow and at least have 1 other person join. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And the last thing I want to do is start crafting and using like my crafting and fun materials again. And I've been doing pretty good, honestly. The past few days, I haven't been watching as much TV, and I've been doing things like coloring, which could easily cause me anxiety, because I'm the kind of person who's like, well, I kind of went out of the lines, like, this is not fun anymore. But I let myself mess up, and I let myself just choose random colors and kind of go for it, and I've been having a lot of fun. I want to start like drawing again. I used to draw and try to do bullet journaling, and I was getting good at it, and then something happened health-wise, and I was hospitalized, and I never kind of picked the hobby back up. But I have a bunch of stickers and stuff, and I would like to use, and this is, I'm sorry, these segments are always long because I love goals, but you can always move along with the timestamps in the video. But I have this journal that I got in a book subscription. I think it was Afterlight, though I'm not quite sure, and it's literally a bullet journal. And I want to try bullet journaling again with like book reviews. I think the first thing I'm going to do is a page spread for Tress of the Emerald Sea, because if you didn't see my most recent vlog, I am now obsessed with Tress of the Emerald Sea, and so I want to make like a spread with that, and like fan art, and like the cover of the book, and like my favorite quotes and stuff. So I could probably film that for you guys if you're interested, like my process of getting back into like scrapbooking / bullet journaling, and just kind of having a fun time with it, because I am not the most crafty or like creative person, but I think I still have a need like to fulfill my creative side, and so it could definitely be an adventure. So those are all of the goals, all of the things. If you have any recommendations of content you want to see in the upcoming month, or anything else, do let me know. And yeah, I'm excited. This month there's a lot of like things to also look forward to, and like my readathons are happening, my read-alongs. I am going to my favorite place on earth in just like less than a week. August is going to be a good time, and it's the best time to fulfill all the goals and create all the healthy habits. So let's move on to like cleaning and organizing. You may hear the fan, and I'm not going to turn it off because, as I said, it's 40 degrees outside. We're not playing. But as always, I like to give you kind of a overview of where we are. So again, there's nothing really messy in this area. It remains the same, though this flower needs a bath and this flower needs a bath. And the bottom here, I'm not going to show you just because it's my cat litter. No one really cares about that. The real messy thing, and the only really messy thing for this time around, is my desk, because there's a lot of clutter that needs to be put away. Also, I got a new butterfly blanket, which you're backlit, so it might not be the easiest thing to see, but I'm obsessed. And I also got a computer stand, which with a bunch of flowers and smiley faces, which is also coming very handy. Then, this section probably has changed since you've last seen it. But the real change is in the bookshelves, you guys. And honestly, I'm still in awe every single day of my life of how beautifully these turned out. I'll give you a little tour, but beforehand, the floor here, cat food and drink. She placed her bowl this way. I'm not gonna change them. That's how she likes them. Here is a stack of books of a book haul I just filmed. Blankets that need to be put in their place. And then we have the bunny in the bunny corner. I need to clean his cage, but he's just having the time of his life. But we also got this, and I mean huge, calendar, which we're going to use to plan, that is now on top of the bunny cage. It is huge, you guys. Like, this is my hand. This is the calendar. Like, this is humongous, and it's been working out well. And then we still have my beautiful print, which I have here as well. So that is like the state of it. So what really needs to be done is we need to declutter the desk space. The special edition books I don't think I'm going to put away right now because I'm going to have to swap things on my bookshelf, and that's going to be a whole thing. So we're going to put them aside for now, and then we're just going to have like a general cleanup. I also need to sweep and then clean the floors, and that's pretty much it. Usually there's a lot more clutter, but because I did my reorganization, I kind of cleaned everything as I went, and aside from the desk, everything else has remained very clean for once in my life. So I'm really happy, and this space is really becoming like something I love and want to like cherish and keep clean. And like now that it's decorated and I feel like I'm getting somewhere, I've been keeping the shelves and everything else so much more tidy. The office really just hasn't been done, the desk area, at all since I did my reorganization, so it's kind of like contained the clutter that like needs to be dispatched throughout the house and my office. So I'll give you a little tour of the shelves and then we'll get going. And this camera is heavy. So welcome, first of all, to the romance section. Some pots here don't have their plants because they took a bath. We need to bring them back into the office. But the shelves here, as I said, are romance. We have 3 romance shelves. So I separated these obviously by genre, and then some authors have their own shelves, others are mixed together and kind of go either by trope or other things like that. So obviously here we have a lot of Mariana Zapata and such, and then we have hockey romances. Then we have, and again, I'm going to film a whole video about this, but we have authors who have their own shelves or combined shelves. We have a romantasy and like other kind of fantasy here that all involve romance, so that's why it's there. And then we did blend, and by we I mean me, romance and YA, because for me they are kind of like all together in my brain, so that's how it works. We have more shelves here, and I was finally able to bring out my prints that I got like December of last year, which are Emily Henry. So we have the North Shores and Knott's Harbor. The dog picture obviously remained the same. And this is the end of romance. Here we have graphic novels and arcs I decided to keep, and obviously my shrine of arcs for Stalking Jack the Ripper. So I do have Stalking Jack the Ripper and Escaping from Houdini. And then, this is new. It's a sign that says, "Let's go girls," obsessed with it. And then we go into middle grade, which also has pretty much all the shelves. So we have by series and such, and then obviously go down here. And it's so satisfying to have series and things that look together, like look good together, be together instead of colors. We have the Harry Potter, and these are the Nerdy Ink dust jackets that I was finally able to put on, and same with the Percy Jackson ones. We have more books here, and this, fun fact, is Lego, and we finally built it, so it's like staying on my shelves, and I'm supposed to finish, well, not me, my partner's gonna finish bird Legos soon that I'm gonna put with my plants. Then we have more middle grade, and at the bottom here is going to eventually be the Brandon Sanderson Shrine. So basically I just finished Tress and have finished Way of Kings, so I'm now on to Words of Radiance, which part 1 is with me because I'm reading it right now. We have a cute little doggy print, and then here are all the other genres that I read that don't need specific shelves. So that was a quick tour. As I said, I'm really excited to film an in-depth shelf tour. And I'm also going to be filming a every book on my TBR video, because now that it's all organized, I know what is on my TBR or not. You will have noticed my manga is not on these shelves. They have their own rolling cart in the bedroom, except for like Blue Lock and Blue Flag and A Man with His Cat that have their little shelf in my office. So let's get to cleaning the desk. First thing I think I'm gonna do is put away all the like electronics in my electronics drawer, because I don't need these things to be out right now. I still haven't figured out where I want to put the books. I am currently reading, which if you're wondering at the time of this video what it is I'm reading Peregrine Quinn and the Cosmic Realm and Words of Radiance Part 1. This is a book I need to finish to like put a review up on my channel because it was a book club pick, and this is on my August TBR. It's also technically sort of a buddy read. Iffy on the buddy read right now, but I need to get a move on. I also tabbed everything because I want to finish this in 12 days, if at all possible. But as I said, I think I'm just going to put them back on their shelves for now and pick them up when I'm reading them, because I haven't dedicated a corner to my currently reading. If you have any ideas on how I should do that, do tell. Usually I would keep them on my desk, but my desk is facing the sun and I don't want the pages of these to yellow. I also decluttered these first drawers. These are like all stickers and stuff that I can put in my bullet journals. These are all my washi tape and then like dry erase board stuff, highlighters, and pens with like tape and that kind of stuff, but it's much more clean than it was a few days ago. So I did have time to like kind of reset this a little bit. This is tattoo cream, because you never know when you're gonna need it, because apparently I get tattoos all the time now. So this is the drawer. Gotta put away the Candyland board because I am done filming that for this month, which if you haven't seen my TBR, it's a pretty good one. I think I'm gonna have like an okay reading month. A few of them I'm like somewhat in the mood to read. Oh, why am I crooked? I'm so sorry. And other books I'm like really in the mood to read, so we'll see how it all turns out. Also, I got these Sony headphones during Prime Day because I was in the need, I just hit myself, of over-the-head headphones, because I am basically allergic to life, and sometimes I get really, really itchy, especially in the throat and ears, and I can't have like earbuds when my ears are itchy. So this has come in clutch. They also have like the best battery life. They sound incredible, and I've also been using these to edit, and honestly it's been making a world of a difference, and they were such a good deal. I think originally these are like $100, and I swear I like these more than the Beats I used to have, and I feel like they have obviously better sound quality than the AirPods as well. Very, very happy with my purchase. So I'm gonna leave these under my computer stand. There's a few things on here which I'll show you. But yeah, I'm gonna put away a little bit more stuff. Again, I'm so sorry I say this every time, but you're backlit by these huge windows. Desk has been decluttered. The measuring tape I need to bring back. It is not mine, it's my partner's, but other than that, everything that needs to be on the desk is on the desk. We can push in the chair with the beautiful blanket, which you cannot see. But as I was saying, under here I have post-it notes for any ideas or stuff I need to like jot down, my headphones and my Kindle, which are the essentials. I can't talk. If you're wondering, the reason I keep so many blankets in here is not because I am a cold girly, because alas, I am always hot. I'm kidding. The reason I have these is because my bunny likes to play this game where the floor is lava, and the only way he'll get out of his cage, which is open 24/7 by the way, except when my partner and I are not home, both of us, which is very, very rare, but essentially he would like to rest on blankets, and my god, I look so small, I'm on my knees. Yeah, so I need a lot of blankets because obviously bunnies are not the cleanest creatures in the world, though they are some of the cutest, and so obviously we have like a wash cycle, but I like to keep a lot of them on hand so that he can never like not go out of his cage when he pleases. He likes to rest. He has this little dome that we bought him, which he really enjoys as well. So yeah, I'm gonna do the litter and his cage now, and then we can come back together and sweep the floors and mop. So I'm not gonna film me cleaning his cage because that's a feat of its own. It's very tedious, but you know, it's gotta be done because again, not the cleanest creatures on earth. So I'm gonna put his blankets away, get that cleaned up, and then we'll come back to sweep and dust. You guys, everything looks so good and so clean. Ooh, we love that. I will say I still need to mop the floors. I just Swiffered, but Swiffer doesn't do much. It's just I wanted to take some of it off, but I still need to mop. However, the back is not ready to mop. So bunny cage is done. He's a very happy fellow. Everything has been put where it belongs. This cleaning segment being over leads us to the planning part of today, which we're going to do using my new Expo pens. I have a bunch of new colors that I needed. I needed extra colors to separate because we are adding like Patreon and such things to the calendar, eventually school and something else, which I'm going to speak about to my patrons first and then announce it on here. But the board has been cleaned already, so we're just going to go in with the dates for now, and then we'll get to planning the fun parts. I'm sorry, I have to crouch because I am too tall. The dates have been set up, so I'm gonna go in with my computer with all my dates for everything to do with Patreon, because we have a lot going on this month and stuff that I need to make sure is up there and that I am aware and available to do, so that I don't overbook myself. So I'm gonna go in Patreon with pink because it's the prettiest color for the prettiest thing.
Misting in her emerald eyes. everyone was standing idly by, trying not to watch or intervene as tears were streaming down her face.
Also, fun fact, technically I could take my calendar off the board because it's glued with Velcro, but I wanted to try it out this way to see how much it strains my back, which so far, not too bad. We're going to go in it with purple next for personal events and things I need to remember that are happening this month, which I'll obviously give you guys a close-up of the calendar. But if you were wondering, I have a concert for my favorite artist ever this month, my dog's first birthday, a camping trip, and I think so far that's pretty much it. Probably some more things that are gonna come up on the calendar, but very excited for all of those. Especially because they're all of my favorite things to do, and I just smudged some letters. I did not think this through, but it's okay. It's a whiteboard. Everything can be fixed.
Down her face, try to let it go. Try to let it fall, to let it pass, to let it go.
Now that that is done, I will move on to paydays and important bills, which rent was yesterday, so we don't even need to put that one up on the board. And for those, we always go with the classic colors of green for payday and red for bills, because come on folks. I used to put things like streaming and stuff on here, but because there's so much going on in my life other than that now, I just put like car insurance, car payments, rent, phone bill, like the bigger bills. And obviously my paydays, I, like most people here, at least in Canada, in my area, get paid bi-weekly. So that is that. And now I'm thinking, what else do I usually add to my calendar? I need to put up the upload days, and once I have finished my plan for August of what needs to be uploaded where, I'll identify them, but I'll at least note where and when I'm uploading. For that, I have always is a big word. Most of the time I use orange, and then I do have blue and brown left over, which I'm going to be starting to use in September once school and that other thing comes along. But if not, that's usually what I track. My work hours never really change. I work from 8 to 4 Monday to Friday, so I don't need to jot that down anymore. I used to a couple of years back, but unfortunately now I don't, at least for the time being. So we're gonna finish this off with writing when I upload, and then I'll show you guys a close-up of the board. So this is what it looks like when I fill in just the basics, and obviously a few of these have smudged, so I'm gonna go back and like mull it over, but it doesn't need to be aesthetic, it just needs to be useful. In the notes, I usually write the videos I want to upload during the month, or things I need to film or do for content creation purposes. And then for the weeks, when I used to be on my A game, I would like write what we're having for lunch, dinner, and my workout, which is what I would like to come back to, ideally. I did add a few things, as I mentioned. Orange is uploads, and then I went back with purple to remind myself when the summer schedule at my work ends, which means students are coming back to school, as well as when to order food, because on most weeks I use a food service, which I've shown in my vlogs, the food and stuff. I use them for lunch purposes. I haven't while I was on vacation, but I need to get back to that next week because I realized I forgot to order food for this upcoming week. So when I go back to work full-time on the week of the 11th, because I'm off on the 8th and 9th, I'll need to have lunches. So we're gonna go back to that. So that's kind of what it'll look like for you guys. I still need to write in the month as well, but the notes and the weeks I will keep to myself. So if we want to get closer, let me zoom you guys in. We have Pink, which is Patreon, so we have afternoon and evening sprints on the 4th, 11th, 18th, and 26th. Then I am uploading like 2 exclusive videos for them, maybe 3 this month. I want to film exclusive content for them while I'm on my camping trip. They're getting an exclusive day in the life vlog as well as an exclusive video that they're going to vote on. And actually, they also get a exclusive video for the book club pick, which this month we are reading Impossible Creatures, but I'll talk about that more once we sit down. And we have the 24-hour readathon, which will be open to everyone, but they'll have exclusive reading sprints on the 31st. Then I have my regular upload dates, which, if you guys didn't know, are on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 5:15 Eastern Time. Every time I upload, it's at that time and during those days. Then we have stuff like my paydays, car payments, phone bill, and that kind of stuff. And then my activities, so my dog's birthday on the 17th, which, my god, she's gonna be 1 already. My passenger concert, which I've been waiting for years. And my camping trip to my favorite place in the world, which I'll be vlogging for you guys. I'm going away with my parents. So that's what the month looks like, with obviously sports and other like things that are gonna pop up with family and such. And we are back where we started to wrap this video up and talk about monthly favorites. It's one of my favorite things ever when you guys comment your monthly favorites in the comments, so don't forget to do so that we can talk. It's always super inspiring and it gives me a lot of ideas as well. So I always like to start with movies and TV shows, and this month we've been rewatching Criminal Minds again, and I'm loving it. But I've also been watching a lot of Queen Latifah movies. I watched like the Beauty Shop, like the hairdresser one. I watched a few of her other ones, which like I'm blanking on the names, but like I have been obsessed with her movies and having a really fun time. And I've also recently watched a man called Ove, or Uwe. Ove, I think, is the book. I don't remember the TV title. I loved it. I cried so much. I'm having such a fun time with like book to movie adaptations and just movies in general. So definitely the highlights this month. For music, I'd say I still listen to pretty much all the same stuff, so I'm not going to go back into naming all of them. But like Passenger, obviously, it's getting more and more because I'm hyped for his upcoming concert. You guys, I love Passenger. I think I've seen him in shows 3 times now. He's my favorite artist ever, and I have been anticipating this concert for like a year. But also, Hunter Hayes came out with a new song called Villain, which I think is a very interesting song. I love listening to it, and it's really about like toxic relationships and making someone into a villain when they're not. And I really, really, really love listening to the song currently. It's like the one I have on repeat. Do I have anything else on my Spotify? Which I'm like, yes, probably. This is like a sappy, sad song, but Same Mistake by James Blunt. I've been getting back into a James Blunt era, and Same Mistake, I scream at the top of my lungs. And also Meltdown by Niall Horan. That's what's in my earbuds all the time. Passenger, Noah, and like folksy country songs with Meltdown and Same Mistake. 100%. When it comes to food, I feel like summer food is the best. I love like corn on the cob, hot dogs, hamburgers. I've been having a grand old time eating like meat. We had brisket, which my partner did for the first time on the smoker. We got a smoker and he's been obsessed with cooking things on there. Brisket and fish on the smoker are 2 of like the best meals we could possibly have. As for snacks, I'm really obsessed with veggie straws at the moment, and fruits dipped in hazelnut chocolate. I love a good pepper, cheddar, and olive bread, and just like those kinds of things. If you haven't seen my 48-hour readathon, I have a segment on reading snacks, and that is pretty much my favorite foods. And yeah, like summer is the best time. The fruit is fresh, the veggies are amazing. We have had a lot of things from our garden, like the cucumber and tomatoes from our garden slap this year. So those are definitely favorite foods as well. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Slush, like drinking a slush is pretty solid. Yeah, I think those are it. I could talk about food for a long time. I really, really love food. And I feel like I should mention, I always drink Coke Zero, so that's like a food group of its own in my house. Favorite videos to film this month have definitely been my 48-hour readathon vlog, because I became obsessed with the book I was reading, and I had so much fun. Also, all the live shows I did during that weekend, I had such a fun time like catching up with you guys, and I feel like I'm starting to like really know some of you and like having chats, and like I recognize you when you join in on my lives, and like thank you so much to those people. You definitely know who you are. Most of you are those who also support me on Patreon, but like honestly, it's so fun to get to know other reading friends and have them like come in my chat and talk with me, and like I see all the progress everybody is making in their books and their reading journeys, and it's been a lot of fun. I feel like that whole readathon has been the highlight. I'm trying to see what else did I put out. I feel like my unhaul was nice just because like it felt so good to get it all out. My Scandar readathon, we did the first live show. That was also really, really fun. My goals check-in, anticipated videos. I feel like it was a pretty strong month for me video-wise because I enjoyed what I was filming so much. But the highlight is definitely everything revolving around the 48-hour Candyland readathon, and I'm excited to do it again in August. For books, I feel like the answer is obvious that my favorite book of the month was Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. It is the best book I've read so far this year by a mile. Like, I think this is going down as like my top 5 books ever. Probably not including middle grade, because I think that would be a category of its own, but like obsessed. It is the pirate story I was looking for. It was the fantasy I was looking for. I have been in my Brandon Sanderson summer where I finished The Way of Kings, I read Tress of the Emerald Sea, and I am going into Words of Radiance, as I mentioned, and it all just feels very right, like it's clicking. But definitely the highlight of the month had to be Tress of the Emerald Sea, and just finishing The Way of Kings, because in of itself is a milestone for me, and I really, really loved the last third of that book as well. It was incredible, such a fun adventure, and I can't wait to jump into more Brandon Sanderson. So those are definitely the highlights when it comes to books. So that was it for today's video. Again, don't hesitate to let me know what your favorites were in the comments, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye guys, happy reading.